needed to do two really vital things. One is to pull together the government agencies that have responsibility for pieces of a problem like Nigeria. The Defense Department, as well as, of course, the State Department, USAID, the UN mission of the United States, the National Security Council, and others, to come together with a common, appropriate, and much needed policy approach. And then secondly, at least as importantly, to be able authoritatively to represent what that approach is to the government of Nigeria. So they know who they're dealing with. They know that this is, in fact, the policy, and they can't go, looking for people who will provide some sort of alternative that might not require as much of them. So it's those two vitally important things that have to be done. And on behalf of, again, the Save the Persecuted Christians Coalition and team, I just want to say I think this is a moment of truth, a moment when we will find a difference being made by an administration that is about making a difference on behalf of religious freedom and those who are being denied it around the world. And let me just take a moment to say, as bad as this situation is, it is just one of the areas in the world in which particularly Christians are suffering. By some estimates, it's as small a number as 215 million Christians being brutally persecuted. By others, it's as high as 500,000. Excuse me, 500 million. This is on our watch. It is unconscionable. It must be challenged, contested, and if possible, stopped. And that's what this coalition is about. And I pray that we will be able, with the help of people like Congressman Estes and Congressman Wolf and the Archbishop and our coalition and countless others, to see this problem sorted by the appointment at the earliest possible moment, preferably by the end of this year, because these elections are approaching, of an individual with the requisite authority of the President of the United States and the assignment of making both the U.S. government policy coherent and clear and effective, and communicating that, again, authoritatively to the government of Nigeria, who in the end is ultimately responsible for preventing this catastrophe.
Yeah, indeed, Nigerian government is responsible ultimately for preventing this catastrophe. That was the word he ended with. But truly, can Nigerian government actually prevent this catastrophe? These people that pretend as if they don't care for the people, it seems nobody cares for the citizens of Nigeria. Do you even think that this country can hold for a very long time? Because there is nowhere that anybody is happy. There are a lot of agitation in all the parts of the country, the eastern parts, the southern part, the northern part of the country. Even the recent reform that President Tinubu is trying to do, the northerners, they are agitating because they seems not to like it because it doesn't favor them, right? Because this is a region that don't bring anything, they don't produce anything, but they share more. So the sharing formula is what Tinubu is changing. That is the major thing that is making them to agitate. And every one of them now just a para because they don't like it. So guys, what do you think about this whole story? Drop it right there in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share this video. God bless you. See you next time.
People cannot do. So God bless you. And they talk say, oh, go and face the trial. When they finish, they want to force him into a conviction. So that I will be begging for pardon. You cannot. I'm not here to ask for pardon. You cannot jail a person who didn't commit a crime. Yes, yes, sir. And then be asking us to ask for pardon. The people that needs to be arrested, tried, is Boko Haram, bandits, but most importantly, the international kidnappers that went to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. We must know them, we must be tried and jailed. Yes! Because they committed an international crime. Yes. That is our very simple message to you. Monday, 7 a.m., please. We have met the chairman, and we have asked the chairman to also contact other chairmen that markets should close on Monday.
The Federal High Court now and has also rejected the federal government's plan to stop this protest close to Aso Rock. What's your take as regards this?
Yeah, my beloved brother, glory be to God Almighty. I love what is going on. There is a serious joy in the system of every humanity that have come from Biafra. Every humanity that are the lovers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, there is joy from the heart because the US are now, pumping up their full support, 100% support of the protest, free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because if a man like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a man who speaks the truth, could be in jail, could be detained, then what happens to a man who kill people, who rape people, and who kidnap people and collect ransom, and they are working freely? At least a person like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have an agenda. He said, this is what I want. What did the Fulanis actually want?
They said it's been marginalized.
Then, if what is their own point of doing what they are doing, you see why the US are giving that support to Sowore. And let me tell you again, I want to put this to you that if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu were to be a Yoruba man, he will not be there till now. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu were to be from the north, he will not be there till now. And another point is this: if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu were to be a Muslim, he will not be there till now. Hello? If he were to be a Muslim, he will not be there till now. You see the things that played against Jonathan as well: tribe and religion. That same thing is playing against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, even under the watch of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because Kanu, I can't remember Kanu having an issue with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But why should Bola Ahmed Tinubu keep detaining and keeping Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? After all, the person that kidnapped him, which he had issue with, is no more. Why are you keeping him? What do you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, really want from Kanu? That means it's up to something. Tribe. If Igbo can be walking through, they are calling us Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for treason. They are charging him for treasonable offense. We didn't Igbo come out for that same Oduduwa things. Why Igbo move going free? Yes. Why should why should Nigerian government be granting amnesty to TG Bello? You saw what happened in Katsina. You saw what happened in Zamfara. They granting them amnesty, giving them gun and giving them money, in fact, including them for his government payroll. These people are working freely. Why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu still remain in detention? I want to ask, can anybody, just like what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say, you say I kill or I push you, I send you to kill. Let the person come which I ask to go and commit any crime. Let the person come outside. And nobody. And they are saying Radio Biafra, Radio Biafra. The Radio Biafra, he said Mazen Nnamdi Kanu used Radio Biafra to incite violence in Nigeria. Where was Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? In where? Britain. England. The protest of answer that they are using to accuse him took place here in Nigeria. Then, and I put it to everybody in Nigeria. When Kanu was running that Radio Biafra in UK, did any of us have Mazen Nnamdi Kanu contacts? How do you connect with him? Some even say that very day he was running live. How many of us subscribe to his channel? How many people in Nigeria here that did that protest of NSAS subscribe to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu channel? How many of them hold his phone number? Because he must have the phone number of the person before he can subscribe to his channel. Them did they Kanu to have their number to to invite them into that live broadcast. You understand? And moreover, the Radio Biafra they are using to accuse him, they are talking about, who gave him the license to run that program? Was it not the British? No. If it is wrong, the British government wouldn't have given him that broadcast. You see, when the US know what they are doing, and the UK knows what they are doing, and Nigeria too knows what they are doing. You see why that today US are now pumping the support, because they want to get to the root of everything. After this protest, let us see what Nigeria will do. The government, how they are going to react to the protest. You see why they are sponsoring and they are backing Showore coming on that 20th. Because, like I said before, this is going to be one of the greatest or the biggest protests ever in this country. And now the courts, the federal government want to stop the protest. Abi?
They fight for it.
And they are fighting to stop it.
They are fighting with the federal government.
And because they knows what will happen, and they knows the role that the thing is going to play against the federal government, and they know that the federal government has failed. Federal government has failed from their duty. Federal government has failed from what they're supposed to do. Because you cannot use illegality to get legality. You cannot use injustice to get justice. And let me tell you, every any justice delay is always a justice denied. You see why they are denying Mazen Nnamdi Kanu his fundamental right. And let me tell you another point again. Nigeria should not think that Igbos doesn't know what they are doing. And they should not take it funny. Because as it is, Baba forget we keep quiet doesn't make us fools. We are just, folding our hand doesn't mean that we don't know what to do or we cannot react. But we are waiting until when everything, so that both in and out, we know that yes, we have got patient enough. And that is what it means. What happened to Abiola? That is the game that they want to play to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So that all his health, that is why they are denying him his health-wise, health medication. So that he will become so much deteriorated that he will not be able to survive it by the time they will free him. So that they will say they have freed him and he went and died. That will not be tolerated though. We are not going to take it though. Yes. Because Nigerian court or the judge or whatever they call themselves, DSS and co, are passing back here. The report that the Nigerian Medical Association gave before was not the report that they returned back, because they need to take the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu blood to go and do the test and test run it again. But they didn't do that. They come back. I don't know if you listen to Maswell Okpara, one of the legal practitioner, one of his legal team. What he said? He said that this is the report we have, and you people are coming again with the same report without taking any blood of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu this thing. How do you people come up with it? And you are telling us that he is fit to appear in the court, whereas he's not fit. So what qualifies that, and which law permits that? Under which constitution or any section of the law that permits that? So he cannot face the trial, he cannot appear in the court because he needed to be attended to. You see the games that Nigeria is playing with the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu life. If anything happens, it's not going to be funny. I still repeat, it's not going to be funny. But I don't pray that it should happen. No, that is my prayer. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must not die. Person will no get person. When they die, people go ask of him. Even a madman on the street, if you feel say you no come from somewhere, when you touch him and they die, somebody go ask of him. And that is the way it is. Somebody go ask of him. And when the person shall rise to ask of him, the outcome may not be the way you see it, or you are believing, or you are thinking that it's going to be. And that's just it. So I am happy now that federal government trying to do, but the court have debunked from that, coupled with the warning that is coming from and the support that is coming from America. Because they themselves have seen it of a truth that the people, the genocide that is going on a daily basis in Nigeria was against no other people than the Christians. And these Christians we are talking about, 99% of them were the Biafrans. Yes, I repeat, 99% of them were what? Biafrans, no other tribe than the Biafrans. The Biafrans are the people that constituted 99% of Nigerian Christianity. And these are the people that are facing the genocide. Because if you say it's not only the Biafrans or the Christians, please, why is it that Nigerian government has failed to treat this matter of insecurity, even up till now? Captain Ibrahim Traore even said that he's going to release the list of the people that are in government that are sponsoring this insecurity. Do you understand me? See, my beloved brother, all these things are their game plan. They know what they are doing. That is why they have not been able to stop the insecurity. And somebody came up and cried. Somebody came up and began to cry for help. Then you cannot. There is something Obasanjo said. Olusegun Obasanjo, the Nigerian former president. Do you know what Obasanjo said? Obasanjo said that if not for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu standing out, crying out loud, that Nigeria would have been folded and ransacked and turned to Islamic nation, a jihadist one. I quote Olusegun Obasanjo. He said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that East they are talking about now, that the East is the way it is, was as a result of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu voicing out, and standing out, and outstanding out again. And is the only person, join Nigerian politicians together, is the only one that commands respect. You see why they don't want to free him? He commands influence. You see why they don't want to free him? He has become the voice of the voiceless. You see why they don't want to free him? He remained the only man that when he speaks, both adults and the children and the youth, both to the rich, the poor, the middle, they listen to him and they pick points from his statements, his words, his speeches, and they reason with him. You see why they are scared of releasing or freeing him. And you see another point is this, that they are scared that if they should free him, or when they free him, that he will have the edge without a twinkle of eye, and Nigeria will break up. And let me tell you, if you say you are scared of breaking up or you want us to remain the same, why is it that there is no equity? Why is it that some certain set of tribe are being marginalized in the same country? Because you can't tell me that if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a Yoruba man, that he will remain there. Because Igbo is a Yoruba man. Was he there? Or is he there? No. If he's a Fulani, will he be there? No. That is the same tribal ethnic, and that is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is standing against. Tribe. So let everybody, because as you see me, I can never and I will never be a second-class citizen in this country. Whereby my economy, my resources is number one. Whereby development of this country, nation called Nigeria, I contribute 75%. How can I become or run or be regarded as a second class? What qualifies me as a second class when I contributed 75 to 80% of the development of the nation? So I should be treated as number one, not even second, as number one before. I should be taken first before any other tribe, before any other citizen in this country. So whereby you now look at me finish and decided to place me second, then it's better I go. Then you that believe that you are continue your number one. Let's see how it go and let's see where it will end you.
Okay, but the Pan African Forum have written to the CGN. They said it's our time. Nnamdi Kanu is left the hook. That this was the same method the Nigerian government used. That just like you said, Abiola was key. They said, the matter is in court. That a day to when Abiola was supposed to have been released was the day he now later died. That was the same game they are planning to Nnamdi Kanu. Do you agree with that?
Then I've said it before now. I agree, I concur. Kekereku should do the needful. Kekereku should stand up and do the right thing. And then let me tell you, you know why I don't trust somebody like Kekereku? Kekereku, she was the person that brought, this Hope or the Ojo man that was fought. They brought him to, because they signed agreement of colonizing the Imo State and from there they will penetrate other places in Igbo land. You understand? To Islamize the Igbos. You understand? So which ya kwaya and organakwaya. And that is why he's still having that challenge till today. Which Kekereku was part of the people, and she came. Was it not last year that she came? I was having Aprov. Why didn't you go to clinic before coming? Well, nonsense excuse which I cannot take. And that which he should have go. She should have go to clinic and clear her eyes very well before. Then, is it normal in the Kanu case? Then they have been adjourning and adjourning. Why didn't she adjourn the case and go to clinic? Then when you finish, you come back and judge the matter the way it should. Because of their evil agenda. Which she herself was involved with. She's not different. She, Kekereku, is one of the people who plan, and that's why the military Baba enter. Oh yeah, CJN. Bagam, you have done the job in Imo State. So that is why the Pan-Africa is giving her a letter that they know, trying to tell them that they know the game that they are playing.
But do you trust the US, Senate coming to back this protest, and at the same time, kicking against the killings of Christian Nigeria? Do you think that with this now, do you think that the protest now is now global?
Yeah, of course. Is there any other word to be used if not global? The thing has gone over viral because the thing have drawn the interest. It has piqued the interest of many Nigerians in the world, in Africa, in Nigeria, and in US, all over the world. Are you getting it? So, and that is just the true fact of the whole story.
Prominent leaders from the Yoruba and Igbo communities have convened in Lagos State for a high-level dialogue aimed at strengthening inter-ethnic unity and promoting peace ahead of Nigeria's 2027 general elections. The event, themed Undi Igbo and Yoruba Way Forward, United We Stand, focused on changing negative narratives about ethnic relations, promoting inter-ethnic peace through comparative analysis of Igbo and Yoruba cultural values, and exploring cultural exchange and peace-building lessons. Speaking at the event, the public affairs analyst and convener, Reset Lagos PDP Adetokunbo Pes, emphasized that job and business opportunities should be based on skill and expertise, not tribe, and that equity and fairness be essential for peace in Nigeria.
We don't need a national convention because we had one in 2014. That national convention, which was promoted by Goodluck Jonathan, has made certain recommendations. Those recommendations will help Nigeria to be stronger. It will help for unity, equity, and fairness. And it will help not only the Igbo community, but it will help the whole of the country. But the Igbo community in particular, because it is the Igbo community that has been shortchanged more than anybody else. People say, oh, Igbos have never become president of Nigeria since 1999. It is very true. And there's no way an Igbo person or somebody from the Southeast can become president of Nigeria now unless we have constitutional review. And one of the recommendations of the constitutional review, which will make it possible, is one-term, 6-year rotational presidency.
We have been involved in the development of Lagos. And our involvement is only possible because the Yorubas welcomed the Igbo people so much. I have never seen a place where people are welcome than in this place. In here, we have our SND Igbos, and we do our cultural things. We do our iriji, we do our masquerade, and nobody harasses us. That is people at the peak of their hospitality and their welcomeness. And I applaud Yoruba people for that. The only problem we have here is the politicians. Politicians always find a way to use people in their own selfish interests.
We cannot afford the luxury of a constitutional conference now. That's the truth. The means are not there. Why not lift the suspension that the military placed over the 1963 Constitution to start with? If you lift that Constitution, then we now begin to review the components and begin to expand the content to come up with a document that you can relate with, a document that your children unborn can relate with as a constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When we do that, there will be identity. There will be civilization. Because as it were now, Nigeria is not a civilized community. If in Lagos we are still fighting over what does not belong to us, I'm not sure you understand what I just said. If in Lagos we are fighting, the Igbo man is fighting with the Yoruba man is fighting with the Igbo man over land, the land that does not belong to them by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
To the kind of intermarriage we have had in this part of the world, in this country, we're not allowed to separate. Who will even fight? Carry AK-47 to go and shoot somebody in the market. Do you know what is their mother? The bullet will fall down. So, but our children is, is really taking it the way we don't like it. And some adults are not helping matter. They are not helping. Can you imagine a whole general, speaking against the Igbo, who are his best friend? He is deceiving his children. The elderly one are deceiving us, the younger one. We, the younger ones, are even deceiving those following us. We don't want that deceit to cease. We don't want that deceit to cease today.